Greetings, fellow rebels! Relic here. A couple of days ago, Subnautica 2 has finally been released on Steam in early access. I picked up the game and I wanted to see how well it's doing. And I'm honestly surprised by the quality of the product we received, especially this early on in its development. Unknown Worlds has experienced a bit of a setback when it comes to Krafton trying to avoid paying a $250 million payout to them. As such, Krafton decided to get legal advice from the world's worst yes man and decided to fire the head developers of Unknown Worlds. Thankfully, Unknown Worlds fought back and they were able to separate from Krafton. Now they're able to develop this studio with their own team, on their own money, and with the support of our own community. Let me talk a bit about the gameplay. Despite being on a different planet, this game still feels and plays just like the original Subnautica. However, I don't think that's necessarily a problem because they have no need to reverse engineer the wheel here. Their main priority is their new addition, that is, multiplayer. Being able to explore this ocean planet with a friend definitely puts a new spin on the gameplay. For starters, you and your partner can cover way more ground, especially if they have sharper eyes than you. Along with that, there's also a necessity to gather way more resources so they can support 2 or even more players. Now you may think that with this transition from single player to multiplayer, there's going to be some issues. However, Unknown Worlds has actually had some experience making multiplayer games. For example, Natural Selection is a multiplayer co-op game. Plus, it came out before Subnautica was even a thing. And I think the team is doing great. I have not experienced any issues while playing in multiplayer. No slingshotting, no lagging, nothing that comes with the problems of a multiplayer game. I am really thankful that the devs have managed to take so much time into improving this mechanic, especially for a first time in this game series. The second selling mechanic in this game is gene splicing. Having the ability to take genetic traits from creatures and applying it to your character has definitely been one of this game's major selling points. However, at the moment, this mechanic is mostly limited to passive traits that the character can use to progress through the game. Breathing thick air, digesting alien tissue, withstanding high temperatures. All these are passive traits that the player can use and is only useful for exploring new areas and continuing to survive in the game. However, all of this can be excused because the game is still in early access, and as such, all these more complicated abilities just haven't been included yet. I'm willing to bet that later on in the future we'll be able to get abilities not just from these angel combs but also from the fish itself. I'm thinking we could probably get stuff like improved vision underwater, more durable skin, reduced usage of food and water, stuff like that. I highly doubt we're going to get anything that improves oxygen because that's what the tanks are for. The final feature I wanted to talk about in this video is base building. Subnautica developers have promised to improve base building mechanics and I am glad to say they have delivered on that promise. In the original game, you were stuck with pre-made compartments that you had to assemble together, but in the sequel, you now have even more options with the rooms being expandable and contractible as long as you got the titanium needed. This feature also includes some of the attachments to the rooms, like the corridors can now be turned and placed on their sides, the windows can be stretched and expanded to as long as you want, and the moon pools, which were originally their own separate room, but now can be built directly onto the rooms themselves. They can even be expanded to accommodate more than one vehicle. Now I will be the first to admit that this game is not perfect at its current state. The map is incredibly small and likely smaller than below zero, the content it has leading up to it towards building materials and decoration is low, and of course I have run into a couple of texture and mesh issues, but then again, that can all be explained away due to its being in early access. I am highly confident that Unknown Worlds will patch these errors as we continue on its update and add more features moving on to the near future. That will do with my initial thoughts of Subnautica 2. I've really been enjoying this game and I really hope it thrives to something much greater on in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you love this video, subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date with my new content. And I will see you in the next video. Farewell, fellow rebels.